Now, the Meyiwa Murder Trial resumed this morning. It's continuing with the cross-examination of Constable Sizwe Zungu. When court was sitting the last time, defense lawyers requested more time to go over hundreds of photos downloaded from accused 3 and 5's phones in preparation for their cross-examination. This after Zungu's damning evidence placing all 5 accused at a hostel in Vosloorus, very near to Kelly Khumalo's house on the night of the murder. He also revealed that accused 3, that's Mtobisi Ncube, and had dreadlocks, and that accused 2, Bongani Ntanzi, had been wearing a hoodie on that particular night. Reporter Manqoba Mchunu is following this case for us, and he joins us now live. Manqoba, of course, Constable Zungu's cross-examination continuing today after a 2-week break. Where has he started off?
Well, Masiko, recall that there's been damning evidence from Constable Sizwe Zungu as far as placing those accused at Vosloorus on the day that Sizwe Meyiwa was shot and killed. And what we saw today is the defense trying to poke holes in some of his testimony. There was questions that were raised about exactly what the accused, more especially accused number 3, Mtobisi Ncube, had been wearing on that particular day. Earlier in his evidence, Constable Sizwe Zungu had referred to the fact that Mtobisi Ncube had at some point been wearing a lime t-shirt, and from the photos that were produced by the defense in court, none of those photos seem to have shown Mtobisi Ncube wearing those particular items of clothing, but also as far as the vehicle that was used when they went to purchase alcohol from one of the shops in the area. He had made mention of the fact that they had been driving in an Uno, a red Uno. But according to the photos that were presented in court, and according to some of the questions that were posed by Advocate Charles Mnizi, it does seem to suggest that that was not in fact an Uno, but it was a VW Polo vehicle that was being used. And of course, what Zungu had to say was that he did not take a look at the make of that particular vehicle. But they're disputing, of course, that's accused number 3, that in fact there was a gathering that had taken place in Vosloorus, and that he had been part of that particular gathering. In fact, his lawyers labeling it as hogwash, the version that Constable Zungu had given to this court, saying that, as far as, that celebration that he says had taken place, there is no truth to that. It had been a celebration that had taken place at that particular hostel. But take a listen to what Charles Mnizi had argued and had put to him during cross-examination.
I was there, Advocate Mnizi, and even they themselves, they were there as well. As depicted by this picture, it's an indication that I was there.
And further on, I've got instruction to tell you that it is yet another hogwash for you to say that motor vehicle is an Uno, that motor vehicle is a Polo, it's a VW Polo, this hatchback Polo Playa vehicle.
Nonsense. Leo moto action Uno VW Polo.
Kulokho kushoyo ukuthi kwakuyipolo bakumnisi noma engwazi kodwa okuyimoto encane e-rate njengoba uyibona simeduze kwayo. Ngangayibhekanga ukuthi yipi ngemuva ukuthi yona yipi. Kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi yiyo le njengoba uyibona lapha ngelapha kuyo yesa sambe ngayo.
Now whether this vehicle was a Polo Uno, I did not really take a look at it at the back with certainty. But as you can see there, the vehicle that is depicted on the picture, it's a red and a smaller vehicle, and that's the vehicle that we were using.
And Manqoba, obviously, there's still some accused, I understand, who say they don't even know Constable Zungu.
Certainly, accused number 3 saying that he doesn't know Zungu at all. He says that he never met him on that particular day when Sizwe Meyiwa was shot and killed. In fact, one of the photos that was shown in court, where he claims that he was one of the men that had been on the photo. In that photo, the only a part of his body that you can see is his arm, and he claims that this was him on that particular photo. But what accused 3 is saying is that he doesn't know Constable Zungu and that they were never there at that gathering that happened on the 26th of October. In fact, he says he was at George Koch when he took that particular photo, and he also says that he had never spoken to Constable Zungu, so really disputing some of the evidence and testimony that we've heard from Constable Zungu as far as those accused being placed at the hostel on the day that Senzo Meyiwa was killed, but also saying that in fact they had never even spoken prior to that. But perhaps let's take a listen to how he said he had known Constable Zungu and what the defense had to say about this.
Now, accused number 3, Mr. Mnube, has requested me to come and tell you that he does not know you.
Umangalelo wesithathu uthi ke mangize ngitshele ukuthi yena akakwazi. Uthi akakwazi umangalelo wesithathu. Thenike uphendula ngokuthini wena?
Nama ngimazi makodwa ngambona ngalelo langa futhi ngakhuluma naye.
I also don't know accused number 3, but I saw him on that day in question, and I also spoke to him.
He further requested me to come and tell you that he was never ever with you at Mr. Zungu's place.
Uthi ke ngitshela ukuthi akakaze nje ayithola sendaweni eyodwa laphayana endaweni kababu
Mr. Kwabini,
uKwabini
at the hostel.
nawe nalapha nehostel.
Akaza ngibona. Akaza ngibona usho njalo.
Is that what he's saying? He never saw me.
He never was with you, he never saw you.
Akazange abe nawe futhi akazange akubona. Ucela man. He's lying.
He's further requested me to come tell this court, in fact, come put it to you, that the story, that your version about what happened at the hostel, it's pure lies. It never happened. Just
Lomlando
fabrication.
ulethayo la enkantolo mayelana ukuthi kwenzakaleni khona lapha nehostel amanga wodwa mangalihlaza leyo nto azange ngiyenze.
Usho ukuthi ngasuka nje ngimdala kangaka baba umnisi ngizoqamba manga kule nkantolo.
As old as I am, Mr. Mnisi, would I just decide to come and lie to this honorable court?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Ufuna ke impendulo yami?
Yebo.
Yes.
Kodwa ngiyidinga obuyiloya. Ngoba umele bona ngiyidinga.
In actual fact, I don't need it because you are the legal practitioner, because you're representing them. I don't need it.
Right, that was Manqoba Mchunu with a short snippet of what happened in the High Court in Pretoria earlier this afternoon for the continuation of the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial.